Hello everyone, odedex here, welcome to episode 41, my season 2 let's play. I'm gonna start this episode by something you guys have been telling me for a really long time, which I'm not sure actually why I haven't done yet. I'm gonna start the episode by actually creating a crescent hammer. Now crescent hammer is something added by not equivalent exchange, but thermal expansion, got mixed up there, which as simple as it is, can simply just replace the wrench. The wrench now becomes useless now that I have this. It can rotate engines, just like the wrench, and also can break conduits. If you shift right click on a conduit, you'll break it, and of course, with a normal right click, it will interact as you would expect it to. And like the normal Buildcraft wrench, it does not lose any durability, so yeah, it's something you create once, very useful, and just keep it forever and ever and ever, and live happily ever after. Okay, so the other thing is that off screen I've been doing some more enchanting, and I did get a lot of, I don't know, I find them to be quite useless enchants, but I did get charging finally. Now charging is the equivalent for tools for repair, just for wands. So let's see if I can get charging on my Wand of Lightning, because my Wand of Excavation doesn't have anything too interesting, and I'm not really interested in keeping it for much longer. The moment it dies, I'm going to simply replace it with a new one. Let's see if I can add the charging enchant to a wand. Okay, why can't I do it? Can I do it with my excavation? Usually if you can't add something, it's simply like, yeah, that's what happens, you simply can't do anything, but for some reason I can't add it to my wands, like the enchant doesn't show up. Will it work with my goggles? Nope. Okay, let's just try. Maybe it's a visual bug? Nope, nothing happened. It's not charging. Okay, I have a feeling this is not intended, this should work, and for some reason it doesn't. But yeah. Okay, so as I was doing all my enchants, I've noticed that it's really annoying for me every single time to go to my farm and get experience, and you guys may have seen the tutorial that I've added a couple of days ago on how to create a farm that conveys experience as well. So I'm actually gonna do just that right now. Let me empty out all those blazes, make sure they die. I can actually do one more enchant until they die. And let me get started on creating that conveyor of experience that will all end up here, because at the moment there is no other place for me to actually require experience from right here. So there's no point in actually keeping that experience being stored near the trap and require me to go there every single time that I want to get some levels. If my entire enchanting and anvil system is in one place, there shouldn't be an actual reason of why you shouldn't be having everything in the same place. And I got this junction again. Sure, why not? Okay, so let me get started. First, I'm going to need ice, and I'm going to need a lot of ice. So I'm gonna go for a glacial precipitator. It's a machine from thermal expansion that lets you create out of water, lets you create either snowballs, ice blocks, or snow blocks. Actually, is there a recipe for ice block, which I'm not familiar with? Well, I can actually compress snowballs. You know what, that will be easier. We do have a lot of snowballs. Let's start compressing them. That will actually be simpler. Okay, so just gonna place a temporary relay here. I'm not gonna place any complicated network of system in here. Just this relay, so I can leave all those snowballs in here and let them get compressed, because simply snowballs stack in 16s and ice stacks in 64s. So it's slightly stupid to actually have to wait here. So can get that done. Okay, next I'm going to need some water. So let me get, I should have, okay, let's just do it with one bucket. Or actually, no, let's do it with 2 buckets. Let's temporarily disable an output slot, get that bucket and reset it. So I'm gonna need to have, actually, you know what? I'm gonna leave the water for the last part. Let me first turn off this timer here. Let me get a lever to turn it off. Okay, so first, let's turn off the timer. I'm actually going to need to do some calculations here. You can basically just break these guys. They drop all the experience that they hold. And grab everything here. Okay, so the trap as it is right now is pretty good. However, with the new design, I'm not going to need any transposers in here, so I can just break those guys down. And all the tubing system underneath it. Alright, so I cleared out all the tubes and all the transposers. I'm gonna need to fill everything with the blocks, obviously. And dig the hole where in the middle everything will be funneled into. And I'm probably going to need some glass, but before that, let's... okay, I'm gonna mark the area of which... can't read it. Okay, so do it like this. And temporarily seal it off, just so I know where the center is. I'm going to need some glass, yeah, okay. So, place the water in the corners. Obviously, right now the water is going to this weird area, because it's not closed down. Let me get some glass. Okay, so first, let's seal off that hole in the wall. So, this and this. Okay, so the water is still acting strange. I'm gonna fix it in a second. Place another water source block in here, another one in here, and replace this one because it's acting strange. There we go. All the water blocks in the area lead to the same source or same center point, which currently is sealed, but this is obviously temporary because I'm still thinking this through. Okay, so the moment I turn this on, the blazes will start to spawn and die. Okay, so next thing, I'm going to start routing this. And as you can see, I've brought landmarks and redstone torches because I want to do this in only a single 90 degrees turn. So let's see. First, I'm going to need... okay, let me mark this area with this and the redstone torch. And let's get through the night. Alright, so the marker shows me where exactly it's located with 6 direction blue thingies. So this way I can see where I need to go. Now the center point is here. So going from directly here, where do I line up with this thing? Still not yet. Okay, right about here. Okay, so right here I'm going to go down till I hit that marking block. Okay, there we go. And let's also mark this conjunction. And then mark this. Okay, so now I have my 3 pivot points, basically where I need to go. Actually, only 2 pivot points. I'm gonna need, again, since this is all conveyed by water, it has to constantly go down. So I have to go to there, and by the time also go down and get into my enchanting table. I think I'm gonna start the actual process for my enchanting table and then go backwards. It will be easier to do. So this will be the end block, so it can go 8 blocks before it has to go up. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, my underground area here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this will now have to go up. So again, 1, 2, 3, So over here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this again has to be one up. Okay, so I'm gonna do this, it's slightly boring, I know, so I'm just gonna skip this. Alright guys, so I think I may have encountered a slight problem, which I had a feeling would happen. The distance is too far away compared to whatever I can do with water. Let me explain. So every layer is exactly 8 blocks long. I can't do anything else because water simply ends after 8 blocks. So this is 8 blocks. This is also 8 blocks. I can actually break this. It's unnecessary. Also 8 blocks. This is also 8 blocks. This is 8 blocks. Another 8 blocks. And another 8 blocks. And the last 8 blocks are a problem. They are kind of exactly where they can't be. I would want them to be exactly 1 block down, and this is a slight problem. Now I may find a way to actually work around it. Let me see. Well, I need to play with the water a little bit. Maybe I can actually avoid it. Alright, so I was thinking simply moving that center hole to this side, and that may have solved it. But then the problem is that I'm gonna have to either have another block here, which will block the snowballs, but then again, now I'm blocking this snowball machine from hitting blazes that will be here. And it starts to create a problem. I'm thinking about actually lifting the entire trap 1 block up. But you know what? I'm gonna give it a try like this first. It will be easier to do afterwards anyway, there is no real problem. So first I'm gonna try with this and let's see if it works. Alright, so I've basically placed 2 source blocks here, in this corner in here and in this corner in here. And this way everything should lead to the same point. Now this block has to be here, because if blaze spawns here and there is no block here, it can start falling down and not die from a snowball, and it can happen more than once, trust me, it can start happening over and over and over again. And you overall, a period of time, you start losing too much experience. But yeah, if I have this here, means I can also empty this block, and I think I may have solved the problem that I had. Obviously I'm going to replace all these blocks with ice first, but yeah, pretty much I think this is solved. So water streams will be here, going down there, keep going, keep going, keep going, until they reach my enchanting table. Okay, so let me replace everything with ice now. Alright, so I finished replacing everything with ice and also encased almost all of it with glass as well. So these blocks right here are all ice, and they're all encased around it with glass. Now I do have some problems here with it melting because it's too close to light sources. I'm gonna need to adjust those to make sure that it doesn't melt. Hopefully it will stop doing that. But yeah, there we go. It's also right next to where used to be my spider spawner tunnel. It's very close. It all leads back here. So let me just start placing those water sources and everything should be ready, pretty much in theory. Alright, so it's all encased in glass and pretty much everything should be working in order. Let's give it a test. Snowball machine and turn spawner on. Okay, so these guys spawn. They slowly drain towards the exit point and they die. Obviously I'm also going to need to fix the blaze rods. I don't want them to collect in the same area. But let's see if the experience successfully reaches my enchantment table. Yep. Experience and blaze rods. Everything leads here. Okay, so the only thing remaining to do pretty much is 2 things actually. First, I still have these 2 brain jars. I'm gonna place them here so I can even if I'm not enchanting, I'm still collecting slightly some more experience, and I can just come here and collect it. The second thing is I'm gonna need to solve the blaze rods issue, which is not an issue. It's just gonna need to move them somewhere because they can't really collect it there. That's not the good spot. Let me come up with something. Alright, I just came here and noticed a slight problem. There is a small buildup of experience back there, because yeah, I now recall there is one water source block that is standing still. So let's see if I can solve it. It shouldn't be too much of an issue, but yeah, it may require... I think probably just simply placing that one single source block may solve it, but let's see. Alright, so let's see if it solves my problem. This water leads here and then down here and eventually there. Yep, seems fine. Everything eventually leads down here, so seems good. Let's actually see it in action. Now there is a special thing you need to remember here, which is also, I explained it in the tutorial. There is a vanilla rule saying that if you kill a monster, if a monster dies within 5 seconds of you hitting it, no matter if it died from taking fall damage or anything else, it will still act as if you killed it and will drop the special loot. So yeah, if blazes die by water, they'll still drop blaze rods, but blaze rods are cool, but I'm still interested more in the actual experience. What's going on here? Okay, now I see an additional problem. That will need to be fixed. Alright, so I think I've solved it. I basically placed additional 2 source blocks here, 2 from this corner, like 1, 2 here, and again here. And the current seems to be acting maybe quite strange, but eventually it seems like all of them lead to the same point. So again, let's give it a test. It's easier to test, simply test it with items and then see if it works or not. Okay, so as I was saying, if blazes die by water, they'll still drop blaze rods, but I'm interested in the experience as well. And when you introduce the snowball deploying machines, these are what's adding the... Okay, I have a problem now here. How did he get outside? Okay, so the snowball machine basically introduces the way where the player basically hits the blazes and give you that 5-second rule that gives you the loot. So this is how I solve it, and seems to be taken care of. Yep. Okay, now for the blaze rods, I'm thinking to use pretty much the same thing I did in my tutorial. I'm just considering where I want it to go. I may actually just use one transposer in here, because I'm mostly using blazes in my Thumbcraft research, other than actual other uses. So I may just collect them here and store them somewhere around here. Yeah, probably gonna do that. Alright, so I went for a rather simple solution. I simply place a transposer right here. I'm gonna place it on the timer, of course. Leading to a tubing system going down here, then up into my blaze barrel, which I simply moved here. And a 1 tube longer system into my void pipe system, whenever it's full, obviously. Just gonna hide that. Set the timer for the transposer, and I pretty much should be set. Alright, so basically I just changed the first tube to be a redstone tube, connected with a jacketed wire, and a timer on 2 seconds by default. And it's cute. Okay, let's just keep it on 2 seconds, it's fine. And can simply replace again everything, replace all the tubes. Just let me get out of here. And I think this should be finally completed. pretty sure. Replace the blocks and the jar. And there we go. Let's turn it on and see that it's working, and pretty much can check it off the list. Alright, there we go. I'm having my experience build up here. Should probably replace that missing bookshelf. But yeah, I'm having my experience build up here. When I'm standing here, obviously I'm also getting experience, and while I'm doing that, I can also keep enchanting things, collect some more experience, enchant some more, and collect some more experience. As you can see, all of this was mainly just to bypass that entire hassle of going up there and collecting experience and doing that again. This way the experience comes to me, and I can just keep standing here and collecting more and more. Obviously I may want to add some more jars in here so I can have a large buffer. But yeah, and also as you can see, the blaze rods coming here every so often get sent into this barrel here, or the void pipe for extinction if they're full. So I was browsing through my Thumbnomicon, and I noticed that this was added, this new button here that actually shows you which new enchants Thumbcraft adds. So there is the haste, the repair, frugal, potency, charging, and treasure. So yeah, I pretty much covered all of them, but in case you didn't know, it's here. So I was looking on how to create something, and I forgot where was it. Let me find it. Okay, never mind, the recipe is not even in the Thumbnomicon. It's in the normal, you can find the normal NEI. I'm making the white markers. And why am I doing that? Somebody told me, specifically called Sergeant Matthias. He told me something very interesting. He told me that if I would replace my Zirconium blocks for my jars, for that specific marker, because again, I'm using the white marker and nothing else. I could use any other marker for that specific reason. But since I'm using white, I'm going to go for completely white. If I replace my Zirconium blocks here with the colored marker, same as the chest, the golem will be able to recognize it and actually empty out files into the jars. So I want to see if he was right or was he tricking me. Let's just fix the things here. Alright, so all the jars are now touching a marker. Now let's forcibly do something that will create some aspects. Okay, so I already have weapons and something. Let's do something that's... You know what, let's actually use all those enchants that I'm never going to use. Smite, I don't really care. And fire protection, don't really care. Okay, so let me actually empty out the current alembics. So this one has don't care, and this one has 4 weapons. Okay, don't care. So let's throw those 2 books inside. Oh, it actually empties out into the cauldron. You didn't know that. And shift right click. So why isn't he doing anything? Because I didn't get anything. Okay, that was stupid. Let's do something more controlled. Okay, let's do this. Umbers. Let's throw 4 umbers. That will create even numbers of aspects. Yeah, 16 of those shackles and 8 and 8 of those. If I shift right click. Yep, he's doing just that. He's filling up the files and emptying them where he can. And he didn't find the one for the glass, so he created a new jar for it. Awesome. Okay, so officially these guys are the perfect golems, and I feel like I should craft also this guy another bow tie. He deserves it, no doubt. Okay, another thing I want to get done today is also, I think I should probably add a redstone cell to this small network right here, so I simply can have a larger buffer whenever this thing starts to fill up and there is no ores being processed versus when there is a very high demand for power and this engine simply doesn't keep up like now. So let's create that. I started actually melting some redstone so I can deal with this. I'm gonna need some hardened glass, so this is pulverized obsidian and a lead ingot. Let's pulverize some obsidian. A lead ingot I do have enough of. Usually actually I would just spend them for research because there is no real use for them. And that will give me the glass. What else do I need? The electrum ingots, I think I have enough. Yep, I have enough. And I'm gonna need a redstone conductive coil. So electrum and redstone. And I think I just need to wait for the obsidian. Okay, so I got, 8 for now is enough. Can get the other later. I need 1 diamond for this as well. I used all my glass, right? All that special type of glass. Yeah, I think I did. Okay, so just gonna need 4. Place them like so. Diamond in the middle. And fill it up in my liquid transposer. As I said, I've pre-melted some redstone. I'm actually still melting some redstone. I'm gonna have exactly 1 full bucket left when this thing is done. This one magmatic engine is empty. And I was wondering why things are going so slow. Oh, did I encounter that problem again? Come on, not really. Yep, I think I've managed to do it again. Wow, okay. This is something I did not expect. It's still running apparently. Oh, oh, my bad. I forgot. I was taking buckets out of here and I simply forgot to reset the output location. Oh yeah, okay, that's the problem. Simply I was using all the lava buckets in here, was simply holding them up. Okay, so I'll be fine. But yeah, you can see the damage has been done to the nether is serious. Okay, so this thing with 3 electrum ingots, 2 lead ingots, and the rest of these things, this, and this, give me the actual cell. I will need some conduits. I'm gonna use my brand new crescent hammer now, probably. Okay, so I need to find a setup where it knows how to extract from it and how to send power to it. I think it will be easiest to do it like this. Just place it here. That's pretty much perfect. Yep. Okay, so when energy has nowhere to go, it will input into this entrance right here. And when energy is required, it's going to extract from both this engine and the cell from this conduit, like this. And I think I can afford trying to remove this rolling machine that kind of wastes energy when you think about it, because now if I have this large buffer, highly unlikely for the magmatic engine to actually get filled up completely and stop. So let's try now, see how it goes in the long term. Of course, it's not something I can test right away, it's going to take some time, but let's give it that time. Okay, so I got myself a new chest here, so I have somewhere to actually dump all the supposedly useless enchants. Like, I keep getting Bane of Anthropods is supposed to be killing spiders, and Power, which is supposed to be strengthening, I don't know actually, and all those enchants that I'm not really looking for. I'm still looking for the good stuff. Like Unbreaking is good, Potency is good. Mainly looking for Repair still. But still, so far, quite unlucky. But then again, yeah, I keep filling up this Thumbcraft chest, which doesn't really make sense because it's not very Thumbcrafty. And I'd actually like to do some mix things, make a little bit more sense. So yeah, and again, as I said, I keep just enchanting books here till I can encounter something nice. I want to get my sword. I already got 2 Vorpals and this junction. I'm just looking for a repair to place on my sword, and it will be an awesome sword, trust me. Alright, seems like the flux finally started to take its vengeance on me. Started spawning wisps in here. And it's gonna start getting annoying very, very soon. I have a feeling. I may need... I don't know if... First, actually, will it now stop? I mean, if it spawns just one, will it now stop? And I don't know. The second thing is I may need to... There's probably a way to combat the flux. I need to research it probably somehow, somewhere. After all, there is this new tier of special... Like this thing, I have no clue what it does, because this thing has something to do with generating ore. So maybe this thing has something to do with, I don't know, removing flux probably. Actually, you know what, let's give it a try. Let's see if I can get something done in here. Let's try with pages first. Nope, nothing. Okay, probably gonna need something with Precantio. Yeah, let's see if it's Precantio. Good thing I have those blazes here, blaze rods. Yep. Okay, let's see what I got. Basic ore manipulation. Okay, getting somewhere. What I'm going to need, no clue. Okay, let me get my usual things. Okay, so I brought my usual goodies. Let's see if I can get something. Nether warts. Yep. Okay, probably this thing. Yep. Something to do with mutation or something. Doesn't say anything yet. Yeah, probably the vacuum. What? Let's use chests instead. I have a ton of wood, and it's a little bit more efficient to do it this way. Less wasteful. So let's just create as many chests as I can. Okay, let's give it a try. 42% complete, still says nothing. Okay, it was just this vacuum thingy, maybe Nicolite. Nope. Redstone is the same. Coal. Nope. Obsidian. Nope. Green sapphire. Nope. Carrots. Nope. Seeds. Yep, got something. And there are 2 other things as well. Does it say anything yet? Okay, ore nodes are difficult to find, not always conveniently located. You know they are able to move under the proper circumstances, and you are sure you can duplicate that effect. It will require greater control and a fair deal of mystical energy, but you are sure it can be done. Okay, it has something to do with movement, so I'm pretty sure rubber will help me here. Or at least that motion aspect. Or even both of them. Did I say how much I love rubber yet? Okay, so just finished with the rubber. There we go, just missing one. And basic aura manipulation. Okay, so that's that. Magic at your back. And call. Okay, I'm going to need another star, so right off the bat, that's something that I can't do right now. Ooh, there is some. I'm also going to need the next level wand. Let me read through it, see what it does. Okay, so first you need to build it from this crystal clusters thingies, which I made before. Not the multicolored one, but yeah, it's pretty much the same. Next thing, it says that they're quite fragile, so when you break them, after you place them in the world and you break them, they're gonna shatter to their components. You're gonna need to build them again, meaning using again 8 more of those special thingies from Enderman, which I forgot the name of right now, stupid. And yeah, it's quite costly, except for the fact you need another star, which is the big problem. Basically, when you place it down, first you actually need to find those obsidian totems. There is no way to create those. I'm gonna need to find them in the world, but when you create that setup, that four cornered thingies with this in the top, it will simply start pulling aura nodes around it, as far as I understand. And in the process it will actually generate flux and lose vis, although the vis loss is not permanent. Basically you simply can move aura nodes around. I'm not exactly sure what's the point of that. I mean, what's the point of me having an aura node someplace else than its original spot? Like, will it recharge an area faster if they're closer? What does it mean? Not sure. But then again, this is probably not what I need in order to remove flux from the aura. If there is even a way to do it, I don't know. Alright guys, so I just noticed that this episode has been running even longer than the usual. So yeah, I got my experience farm working, and I finally got it the way I wanted it to. Everything leads to one singular spot, and exactly besides my enchanting table, so it's very, very convenient for me. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.